Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm gonna talk about my story. I'm gonna talk about myself. Every video that I do, I'm gonna try to do it as raw as possible. So I'm transparent. I'm telling you everything without cuts. So let's start. If you search me up, you will find a bunch of stuff. My name is Glenn Skynagas. If you go to Google and you type out my name, you will see that I do a lot of stuff. I do social media, marketing, real estate. In real estate, I do investments, sales, wealth management. So, yes, I do a lot of stuff. And a bunch of people ask all the time, how are you able to do everything? And it's not hard. When you decide to become an entrepreneur, you don't only do one thing. You wear all the hats, right? And then everything, it's about levels because we're playing a game. And you need to understand that by wearing all the hats, you learn everything, but you don't do everything. You need to get the smartest person in the room. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room because all you need to do is know the basics. Once you build something, right? You start building something and you learn about it, you need to get somebody in that role. Meaning, when you start a business, what do you need to do to start sales? Marketing, right? To get some cash flow to sell something, you need to market it out there. And it's just as easy as that. You create something and you systemize it. This is how the game works. I've been an entrepreneur for around 5 years already. It's been quite an experience. I opened multiple businesses. My first business was a dog services. Here in my local area, I decided to do dog services, like dog walks, taking care of dogs, like all kind of dog services. If I didn't do it myself, I will get somebody to do it for me. And this is how I built up Dugpos. That's the name of the business. I have a partnership where we work together and I bring my experience on marketing, right? And they do the operations. So this is the ways that you could do multiple businesses at the same time. You don't need to be the only one eating in the table. You could do business with other people, and this is how you can multiply yourself. And just so you know, I'm just a regular Venezuelan. Like, I come from a regular country. I used to be a consumer of the system. When I came from Venezuela, I have this mindset of consumption. All I used to do was consume. I was on my phone. I was spending time in parties, all this stuff that it was just consuming. And even at work, I was even like looking for stuff to buy. Like, I don't know, I really liked really nice clothes. So I used to like wait for the paycheck to just spend it on clothing. So, you can see there how I was a slave to get something that it wasn't really even fulfilling me. It was just like, because I'm in Miami, I wanted to like look good and all this stuff. Like I wanted to be like these people that are showing off in social media, and it's like it's not worth it. Oh, that's all I'm saying. Now my bank account it's bigger, and I look good. I look regular. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm not trying to show the world that I have money because I don't have to. I want to keep the peace of mind and the authenticity that I have with people. So they're not just looking for money. They actually want Glenn. They want to meet me. It's not like just money. So in my priorities, science started entrepreneurship in a young age. My life changed when I went to Colombia. I went to Colombia for a trip with my mom. She invited me to a retreat, and everything changed. My my whole mindset shifted because I had these beliefs from my family that some stuff were impossible. I couldn't obtain them. And the thing is that that's not real. Anything that you think, that's what you're gonna obtain. So if you think that you can obtain that thing, you will. But if you think you can't, you won't. That's just how it works in this game. I have designed a crystal clear vision. And what does that mean? Once I changed my beliefs and I started believing on myself, I designed a vision, I designed goals. But it's not only goals, it's more than that. It has a feeling for me, it has a meaning for me. I decided to change my mindset to a creator. What does that mean? I identified the only the creators are the ones that obtain the freedom. So what does that mean? Most of the creators are like influencers, business owners, investors, all these type of people that create or contribute value to the market. And this is all you need to do. It's not complicated, but we need to sit down and create a crystal clear vision of what we want, who we want to become. Ask ourselves, being silent with ourselves to literally figure it out. What do I want? I'm an immigrant and a hard worker. Most of the people that works in the constructions, they're Mexicans because we are hard workers. We come from another country with the willing to succeed because we know that here in United States there is resources that are not in our country. But most of the immigrants, they also settle for less. They decide to get to a certain point and stop and chill, get in the comfortable zone. And what happens when you get in the comfortable zone? Well, we all face situations. And if you're way too comfortable for too long, when those situations come, they might delete the whole process that you've been building through the game, through playing the game. I left my house at 17. After I went to high school, I went through a couple jobs. I figured that I could handle myself right. And I left. I actually started entrepreneurship in a certain way, selling life insurances, reading books, trading stocks, working in a 9 to 5. I was already an entrepreneur. I was out there trying, well, an entrepreneur because I was building that extra income in the 5 to 9. Because here's the thing, if you're starting out, you need to hustle, you need to work hard. This is not going to be given. This is not going to be like a certain secret that I'm going to send you through WhatsApp and you're going to make millions. This is not how it works. If you really want to make millions, you need to do all this. You need to work on yourself. You need to work on this vision. Like, ask yourself, it's not going to get just easy like that. You know, I don't come from rich parents. And if you don't, you have to figure it out. Or what do you think? Like, you're going to be living your whole life like that? Are you going to settle for less? That's up to you. I moved back to my parents' house when I created my first business. And they didn't know. I actually told them that I was going to college. I was going to study business. And I didn't study business. I actually started a business. I had nothing, I have I have no knowledge about it. All I knew is that I could search up for by myself how to become a business owner. What did I need to do? I was hungry and I had the desire of a business. I knew that when you're a business owner, you don't have a cap of how much money you can make. It's not how many hours you work, it's how much value you can contribute. So I started working in my dog services business. That's my first business. I started dog walking and taking care of dogs. All of a sudden, I got with a partner of mine and we worked together in the business. As I said, this is the only way that you could be an entrepreneur and have multiple streams of incomes, by partnering with the right people and building the right team. I always felt like I deserved more for myself. So I went and started the real estate path. The second year of my first business, I did $120,000 in growth revenue. For me, this was a success, but also it was just a milestone. I believe in the game we have way too many milestones and we never settle. We never stop. We enjoy the life that we enjoy the life that we have, but if you want to be in the next level, you can't stop playing. The way that this game is structured is the way that you will succeed if you know the rules. Once I automated my first business, I started real estate because I knew that it was the best way to preserve my wealth. How did I knew that? Because I already had the business. I already tried working and exchanging my hours of my day for a couple bucks, and it wasn't worth it. So I saw the potential of putting your money, and not only your money, but using your resources as credit to get into real estate. Put a cash cow, an active cash cow, cash flowing for you without putting one dime. What do I mean by this? If you know about credit in United States, it's one of the greatest resources we have. And it's because you could create different identities of yourself, like a business, like an LLC, like an S Corp, like a private bank, like a church. So many different identities. And each identity can have a bank. Each identity can have a EIN, employee identification number. So most of this stuff you don't learn it in school, right? This is why I didn't really go to college. In my first business, my first partnership, it failed. And it failed because of miscommunication. I misunderstood my partner by some meeting that we have with investors. And all of a sudden, we decided to take the business apart. He had a different opportunity. So we really didn't get along after that. Thank God I find out this I find out this small business offering the same services but not really knowing how to market. So I decided to bring my value in marketing to give them the knowledge and resources, provide value to their business while they can provide the operations for me and just divide the revenue. So I had to go through hard times, but guess what? That actually made me stronger. So that partnership that I had, it was a really, really close friend of mine. I had to go through hard times for around 2 years. No, around 2 months. I had to go through hard times for like 2 months. Those 2 months were like hell. I really, my head, it was all over the place. And and so then once I found these partners, they were actually a business already, and we did a whole legal structure for us to work together and provide value to each other. Because I was already on real estate, I decided to bring my career to a next level. All I had done at that point was getting a license, right? I was able to represent a buyer or seller. And when I step up, I actually started working with a wealth management company, and they taught me a lot to the point that I step up to a private equity, and he's more of like my mentor. He teach me about development, about structure in real estate. It's really the next level. I have learned about credit, marketing. I have learned about I have learned about credit, marketing, legal structures. I have learned about credit, marketing, legal structures to protect the wealth and your business. I learned about sales, and I have mastered my mind, because if you could master your mind, you can understand how it works. You could actually hack it. Your mind is the whole engine of your body. Is what makes decisions. Is how you approach situations. So just think about it. The difference between the successful and the failure in this game is how you approach situations. How do you think? How do you create? And all of it comes from the mind. This is why I master my subconscious and conscious mind. I know how my brain communicates itself and how it creates chemicals to do that. I know the brain waves that generates when I close my eyes, when I open them, when I meditate, when I'm running. And I learned so much, I hack my mind. This is how I've been able to accomplish everything I do at 21 years old. And this is how my community has born. And this is why I decided to create this community called Glitches. Here, I get to connect with more entrepreneurs around the world. We all get to mastermind. There is people that they're starting out, they have no idea, and we are here for each other. We are here to learn from each other. There is successful and unsuccessful people. This is why I believe it's a game. And this community, it's a game. When you start for free, like everyone, anybody can start for free, right? What's an excuse? You don't have to pay anything. The resources are after you get a link, you're there already. The second level is the paid section, and that's for entrepreneurs. It's really accessible, $30 a month, where you get to connect with entrepreneurs that they're already making money and they're ready to connect with more people, high-minded individuals that share the same struggles, the same stories together. The third level is the final level, the elites, because the elites are different from everyone. They need to apply for the last level. It's prestigious for a business owner to make $1 million a year. And for you to become an elite, you need to make $100 million a year. Once you become a elite, you're going to scale because you're going to mastermind with people that have more than $1 million a year. They have a business that they have mastered, and now they're to that point where you need to learn from them. You in this community, I share events where we I share events to network in Miami, Florida with success. I throw events, I throw local events in Miami, Florida with entrepreneurs. I share local events I go to in my, I share local events I go to in Miami, Florida with successful entrepreneurs. And I do this because networking is a skill that if you master, you can leverage people to level up. You can you can leverage people for their knowledge, their experience, their connections. It's just a matter of putting yourself out there so people can know you. Because it doesn't matter how many people you know, but how many people know you? We have a section in glitches where you have an audio library. If you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to become a student of life. You need to level up every day. And you could do this by reading in the car, reading, well, not reading, but listening to the audiobook in the gym, in the car, anywhere that you are doing something and just listening. I recommend for you to take notes and read as well because it retains more of the information. Your brain, if you read it, if you write it, and you listen to it, well, trust me, you're going to retain more and more information. This whole community started because I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book about the game. It's called The Game. I'm writing a book about the game. It's called The Game in the Game. I'm writing a book about the game. It's called The Glitch in the Game of Life. And it's about the system of the game. And I'm the glitch. Because this is a mental game, what we're playing out here. What they call life, it's a mental game. And you decide if you win or you lose this game. How can you win? Well, you need to know the rules of the game. You need to learn how the mind works. Because if this is a mental game, you need to understand how the mind works. You need to surpass levels. You need to surpass yourself. If you feel stuck, if you feel like you are not improving, then let me tell you, you're losing in this game. The way to win is by doing better every day 1%. As little as 1% is 365% a year. And over and over and over, this compounds. The game, it's not hard. We make it hard. We put obstacles in front of us that are not there. But with the mind that play those games, well, it's your decision if you're gonna let it play you or you're gonna play with it. Welcome to the game of life.